All right, y'all. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live. We in the building, ready to have an outstanding show as we do every single week. Flagship show, Legacy Internet Radio. We got a very, very, very special guest. She's known as Queen Kong. Our sister Kula Voncille is up in this joint. You're listening to the flagship show, Legacy Internet Radio. She's waving to y'all Facebook Live. We are live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. The show is starting right now.
It's about that time. It's about that time to get.
Button your lip, open your ears, strap on your thinking cap. Socially conscious talk that's entertaining with a dash of humor and the top sports stories of the week. It's time for Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J.
Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Manning lobs it. Boris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. He hits one deep to right center. That ball is out of here. The Yankees win the pennant.
If they lying, then they must be half stepping. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J is live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Be down with us tonight at 804-402-2893. Be down with the flagship show, heard live from the den of Legacy Internet Radio. Thank y'all to everybody that's rocking with us tonight. We appreciate those folks that are checking in with us right now on Facebook Live, those folks that are checking in with us on TuneIn and then on Streamer. It's because y'all rock with us. We will roll with y'all. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. At this time of the show, we always like to introduce our usual suspects. And you hear our sister join us. She's usually here on the first Monday of the month. But we are fortunate enough to have our sister here tonight on the fourth Monday of the month. Our sister Q Boogie. What it do, homie?
What it do?
How you doing, man?
I'm sore.
You sore?
I've been working out.
You been working
I
out?
was like, where's she sore from?
You up in the gym? You in the gym?
I'm up in the gym just working on my fitness.
For real? You working on your figures?
Mm-hmm.
Plural?
Figures.
Fitness.
Oh, you said fitness. Oh, okay. I thought you said figures. I was about to say, well, I'll be damn.
I was say it feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, whatnot. So it's cool. Well, it's good to see you ready to rock tonight.
I'm ready to roll.
All right, well, that's what it is. Of course, there she goes. We couldn't wait to get her on the mic. She is our featured guest of the night. Whatnot. She is an outstanding artist, spoken word, singer, rapper. She do kind of like a whole bunch of stuff. She is an artist in her own right, and 1/3 of the FemCs on fire.
1/3 of the FemCs of
She
fire.
is Kula.
Queen Kong in the building.
What it do?
Nothing much. It's a fantastic, just another manic Monday.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have you up in this joint on a
Thank
Manic
you.
Monday. You doing all right?
I'm doing fantastic.
So you made your debut here in the den. I guess it was probably about a month ago.
Yeah.
When you came in with your sisters from the
I
FemCs.
came in with the FemCs,
and whatnot. Y'all came in, y'all rocked the mic, and then left and stuff, and we was all up in here like
Disheveled.
What had just happened?
What happened
What
was the FemCs came in and we
I'm like,
wrecked
well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, that's what happened.
What just had happened and stuff. So, but it was dope. You dope. Your sisters is dope.
Thank you.
I had
Shout out to my sisters, Q, Jody in the building.
Yeah.
It's your girl Kula.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah. And whatnot. So, we're going to have some fun tonight. We got a lot that we're going to get to. I got a lot of questions for you, man, because...
Who, me?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
You
He said he got a lot of questions for me. Makes me nervous when men do that.
Uh-oh. For real?
A little bit.
I like making ladies nervous. Say
Okay,
what?
calm down. Wasn't that? I'm not that nervous.
It's not that serious. I was tripping.
Yeah.
I was tripping. I was tripping. Okay, I'll take that. I was tripping. You know, I've been known to do that. And whatnot. So, but let's figure out who you are.
Okay.
And whatnot. Let's kind of talk
I'm
about.
an open book.
Yeah, open book. All right. So, Kula Voncille. Where was she born?
Kula Voncille was born in Richmond, Virginia, MCV Hospital.
Word.
I'm not gonna give the date because that's none of y'all's business.
Nah, I mean, you just had to tell me offline. You know what I'm saying? You had to
But
tell
I
me
am.
offline.
I'm originally from Petersburg,
Petersburg.
from Blandford.
Petersburg.
Then I moved to Chester. I moved to Chester when I was like 6, 7 years old. So technically, I'm from Chester, VA.
Chester, VA.
Yeah.
So, you know, Richmond is one of those towns that you know for what part of town you from. So, if somebody asks you, what part of Richmond you from, what would you say?
Southside.
Southside.
Yeah.
Southside.
Southside.
Hey.
Southside. Southside.
Shout out Forest Hill Avenue. Shout out. You know what I'm saying?
So you went to Huguenot?
No.
You said Forest Hill.
No, because I used to live over there. But I'm from Thomasdale. Shout out to them Knights, baby. Thomasdale.
So the other part of Southside.
Yeah,
Basically.
you know, Arrestorfield part of Southside.
Yeah. All right, I can dig it. So, like I said, I won't get you to tell us like when you was born and all that kind of
No,
stuff.
it's
We
like
ain't,
none of your
we ain't
business.
worrying about all of that. Even though I'm an open book, I'm 43 years old, and I'm happy to say it.
I like to keep the mystery.
You like keep mystery?
I do. I like to keep the mystery.
Yeah, all right, don't get creative. But I'm gonna get it out of
I
here.
can drink. That's all y'all need to know.
And vote. And own
drink and vote.
and own a pistol.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's all y'all need to know.
21 and up.
So, when you were in high school, right? Did y'all have ciphers in the lunchroom?
Yeah.
For real?
Oh, the beating on the tables. The
Word.
beating on the cafeteria tables.
Now, were you the beater or were you the rapper?
I was both.
You was beating and rapping.
I would beat and rap. Yeah. I would
Okay.
beat and rap.
So you've
Yeah.
been rhyming for a long time. How long
I've
you been rhyming?
for a long time.
How long?
Long time. Over 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason, 3 years ago, I took it seriously.
So basically, and you see how I was slick about trying to get you to allude. See, you didn't even see what I was doing.
Yeah,
You didn't even see.
yeah,
Almost
right.
got you. Almost got you. But actually, before we go further, you getting some love here on social media. So let me give you some love. All right. So shout out to our sister Megan, who is part of the Satin Room here on Legacy Radio. She's shouting out my shirt. She likes my shirt.
That shirt is dope. Though.
Yeah, she
That
likes the
is
shirt.
dope.
Shout out to our brother said a live action captions custom made. See, Megan says peace. My big brother Chanel says peace. Dan is saying peace. Laurel is saying peace.
Hey, everybody.
My
Peace
cousin,
and blessings.
My cousin Tony is checking in, saying happy holidays to the crew. Let's see. Erica jumped in. Hakeem jumped in. Taz jumped in. Selwyn. Peace, cuz. Mr. A, my old school teacher is checking in. Dan says, peace to the crew. Dan says, I'm old. Dan just told me I was old. All right.
Like it's not fair. It's like I didn't expect that.
Peace, Mr. A. Thanks for checking in, brother. I appreciate you, man. All right. So you've been rhyming for a long time.
Yes.
You've been rhyming since banging on the table was
Yes.
the thing to do. So
Yes.
what was your inspiration? Like, why did you rhyme? Like, was it something that came natural? Was it like everybody else is doing it, so
No.
let me do it too?
It was something that did come naturally. I always had a thing about words. English was one of my favorite subjects anyway.
Same.
It's just like how one word could be like 3 different meanings and how they, I just had an infatuation with words. And hip hop was just one of those things that I could gravitate to as far as the music, as far as expressing myself, as far as having a story. That's what hip hop is to me, like current state, like right now.
Still is.
to me, yes.
Still is.
A way to let what I need to get out in a creative manner.
Now, do you remember when you was young Kula,
Yes.
like that first song that you heard where you was like, oh shit. the
Lottie
game,
Dottie.
Lottie Dottie.
Lottie Dottie was my first EP.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one I bought, mine.
With your money.
With my money, like babysitting money, and I bought it, and that was like,
Tell us about Lottie Dottie.
oh, we like to party, we don't cause trouble, we don't bother nobody. Oh, it was just like, it was just like, I want to dance. I want to get a cardboard box out, and I want to spin on my head, and I want to get my B-girl earrings and cut my hair in an asymmetrical hairstyle, and I just want to just do all that. I wanted to do all that when Lottie Dottie came on. I wanted to do the WAP, and I wanted to do the Cabbage Patch, and I know I'm telling my age.
You really are. I'm just saying. You really are.
And I don't even care no more.
You really are.
Because now you got me talking about nostalgic hip hop,
Oh,
and it makes
man.
me happy.
And you really are. We definitely going to get into that. And the reason why I asked that question always leads me to be able to answer it myself, because I love this question, because I love the answer, because it speaks to the person. Mm-hmm. And it gives you a little bit of an insight as to what moved them, especially when it comes to hip hop. Because again, you know, we're not gonna tell your age, but I'll tell mine. People my age, we are, and 43. We are the youngest of the original hip hop generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the youngest of the original. Like, I remember hearing Planet Rock on the radio, like during the first spin, like not on the oldie station, like when it was on, you know, WBLS and Kiss in New York. Like, I remember that. And so I always thought it was dope. And so that's why I always ask you, like, for me, the first hip hop song I ever heard that got my attention was the Fat Boys Human Beatbox.
Oh, that was
the first time I heard that,
yeah.
I was like, what is that?
What is that? How can I be a part
How can
of
I
that?
do that?
I want to do it now.
Like, yo. And I remember when Biggie said, I let the tape rock till the tape pop. Mm-hmm. I let the tape rock till until my little sister took the tape and did one of those things and whatnot. So I'm still looking for
That's what happened to my TLC record.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was my first. Well, that wasn't hip hop. My first hip hop was Rakim and Eric B. Paid in Full.
Paid in Full,
Yeah.
1987.
That got played a lot.
I was
too.
born 1987.
I remember going to stands and buying Paid in Full. Like stands on Bergen Avenue.
I think I bought that
Jersey
multiple
City.
times.
Yeah, man. Stands in Jersey City on Bergen Avenue, going up there. He was old Jewish dude. He knew hip hop better than the hood.
Nice.
And whatnot. So let's get back to you, Kula. So you in the lunchroom, you banging on the table. Did you have a personal style that you had back then? You know, was you rapping? Was you singing? Was you doing both?
No, I was rapping. I was definitely rapping. I was going through my spandex, asymmetrical hairstyle kind of thing.
We're going to need pictures for that.
Talent shows with the hot top Reeboks.
I think. And did you have the sneakers that you press on the button and it got tighter around the ankles? What they call those pumps?
Yes, the Reebok pumps.
Yeah, you got the.
It was like compression sneakers.
Yeah, man. You convince yourself as a dude. You convince yourself that your game got better when you wore them joints.
Hold on. My ankles got lost.
Yeah, man.
When I wore them joints.
Yeah,
It was not a good
you
look.
know what I'm saying?
It was not a good look. It was like diabetic sneakers. We didn't even know it.
Were you one of those sisters who looked at hip hop and said, you know, gender wise doesn't matter? Or were you one of those sisters at the time? Because we're gonna come to now. But at the time, were you one of those I'm just as good as the fellas types?
Not then. Not then. Women were still carving their little spot out in hip hop back then. It was creative and it was cool, but it was definitely still not to the way it is now.
Right.
So it was definitely like women are over here,
Right.
men are over there.
Right.
And, you know, so I was still kind of like intimidated by the male factor of the game. And they were my role models first.
Right.
Before women were my role models. It was the Big Daddies and the LLs and the Karis Ones and the Rakims
Right.
and the Coogee Raps.
Right.
You know, they were my role models first.
Well, judging by the people that you just named, not only are you a classic hip hop fan, but you are a classic era of hip hop. Because I've been on record as saying that the greatest period in the history of hip hop, first of all, 1988 will never be touched.
Right.
But if we're talking about a period, that period goes from 87 to 89.
87 to 89.
Which is, to me, the most fruitful period in hip hop. Would you agree?
I would agree. It was most influential, groundbreaking. It laid the foundation. It was everything that piggyback off of what hip hop is right now. If it wasn't for those infamous 2 to 3 years, hip hop would have been a fad. Like
Right.
they thought it was going to be a fad. Now
Right.
it's like lifestyle,
Right.
legendary,
Right.
kind of like you can't not have hip hop in something.
Right.
It's just
Well,
it's everywhere.
They're selling.
It's like oxygen.
They're selling McNuggets with hip hop. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
they're
saying?
selling
This is why I'm hot is on the Walmart commercial.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch has a beat to it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the hip hop breakfast, so it is what it is.
Yeah, our sister, Shayna Latia, our sister from the show, she's listening and she says that she's loving your rap. She's definitely saying that the rap that you got going on is dope. So,
my
so
headpiece?
She'll
talk about my rap. I'm like, I haven't rapped yet.
We played the song yet.
Like the headpiece. Thank you, Queen.
The rap
See
with
how
the W.
words? See how the words?
With the W.
See how she said rap? And I thought it was rap, but it was head rap. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I love words.
The cool thing about that period, though, is a lot of those people are still relevant. You know, and I'm one for real names. Todd, y'all know him as LL. He's still relevant.
Yeah, Mr. Smith.
You know, Dana's still relevant. Y'all know as Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Will is still relevant. We already got used to his real name.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
iconic name.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Will.
saying. So it's really cool. So let's move past and kind of get up into the '90s because you mentioned that your seriousness is really over the last 3 years. So we're not going to get to that until later on.
All right.
But we're into the '90s now. Talk to me a little bit about your relationship with hip hop in the '90s. It started off. My guess is when you were a younger person, you banging on the tables in the lunchroom. In the '90s, what's your mind state with hip hop at this point?
Mine stayed with hip hop. So now I'm a little older. High school and everything is over with and whatnot. So now you're thinking hip hop is now in its adult, like early adult stage now, and it's more open. There's clubs, there's dancing, there's performances, now it's starting to like pick its lane.
Right.
Now you got conscious, now you got the Daisy Age, now you got gangster rap. So now hip hop is like finding itself and it's branching out into all these different genres and stuff, and it's feeling itself. And now people get to pick.
Yeah.
They don't have to just do boom bap anymore.
Right.
They can do conscious, and they can listen to Common, and they can do Daisy Age, and they can listen to Dayline, Jungle Brothers. They can do NWA.
Right.
They can go down south a little bit too now.
Right.
And now you got all kind of different things to do to make it more diverse.
Right.
And now here comes the commercialism of hip hop as well. So
You have to deal with that.
yeah, you got kind of have to deal with that too.
You kind of have to deal with that. So during this period, what are you doing? That's your opinion of it, but what are you doing during that period as far as, your participation? Because before that, you banging on lunch tables.
Yeah.
So now, what are you doing? Are you doing anything other than just listening to it? Are you still?
I'm still listening to it, and I'm definitely embracing it. I'm finding my way, and I feel like I was synopsis with the hip hop finding its way. I was finding my way too,
Right.
I was performing at Shaw U. Shout out to Shaw U in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to all my bears down in Shaw U. I can't say what I want to say when I do my Shaw U shout out, but Shaw U, I love you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I pledged Z5. So sweet. Shout out to my sorors and my frats, my blue boy. So shout out to them. So as I was finding myself, hip hop was finding itself. We was doing, that's when you danced.
Right.
Like you was house dancing and you danced like a lot.
Right.
You was sweaty
Sweating.
and you didn't care.
Yeah.
The floor was wet.
Yeah.
And you was just doing your thing.
I
You
had
was
my
having
Raleigh
fun.
period probably right after I graduated from Virginia Union University in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
And from 96 to about 98, I was in Raleigh a lot because I had some friends that lived in Raleigh. Actually, on March 9th, 1997, many of us know what that date is. I woke up that morning in Raleigh. I woke up to people beeping me. Because we ain't had cell phones, we'd get beepers.
Yeah, get
People beep, get beep 911 from 201 in Jersey. Like, yo, turn on MTV, Biggie died. Like, wow, I was in Raleigh. People always talk about, I know exactly where I was
Exactly
when
what
certain
I was
things
doing.
happen.
When that
And
happened.
I was in Raleigh. So when
That
you
and
mentioned
9/11.
it, 9/11, yeah,
that
9/11, Tupac dying, stuff like that. So. All right, so let's come up a little bit to the present, because something that you said earlier that I wanted to come back to. And you said that you really didn't take it that serious until recent years.
Yes.
Last few years. And
Yes.
so Was there a specific incident that happened that made you say, you know what, I think I'm going to actually do something with this, or was it more evolution of feelings?
It was them. It was them two in the background. Phoenix, Isaiah, Wave, them two, right?
The babies.
The babies.
And then he just posed in the B-boy
I know.
stance.
Yeah, they act out there. That's
Yeah.
my daughter right there, Phoenix, who is a bit of a ham, and she gets it. Okay, chill out, not your time. And she gets it from me, so it is what it is. But I was in the car, and the beat comes on, and I was freestyling.
Do you remember what the beat was?
I do remember what the beat was. It was Drake's, diss joint against Meek Mills.
Okay.
And I was just listening to it, and I was freestyling. And she was like, "Mommy, what are you doing?" I was like, "No, Mommy's just playing." She was like, "But you sound really good."
Right.
And I was like, "You think so, Phoenix?" She was like, "Yeah, you should rap, like for real. You should really do it." And I was just like, "Huh, I should." And it was just a light bulb, and I was on Facebook, and I was chatting with my friend Ramona. Shout out Ramona Harris.
Shout out Ramona.
Childhood friend from like elementary.
Right.
And I was talking to her about it, and she plugged me into with her brother, James Harris, AKA Bully Boy Productions. Shout out to James Harris and the audience, Bully. And she pointed me to him. She was like, "My brother got a studio in Richmond. You should go check him out." And I was like, "What? When did this happen?" And so I went there, and I was like, "Hey, I want to hear a beat." And he let me hear a beat, and I immediately started writing to it. Now, mind you, before I even went to the studio, I was like going through some songs and practicing doing it, and I started writing the 10 Parent Commandments.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was started writing the 10 Parent Commandments, and so
Now, was this your own, or was this a play off of the 10 Crack Commandments?
this is a play off of 10 Crack.
Okay.
But I don't know anything about selling crack, so
But I mean, but the beat to that song is still probably one of 20 years later. It still might be one of the dopest beats ever in hip hop.
ever.
Yeah.
And it was so easy, and it was so like, you can switch this to the 10 Parent Commandments, because you know about being a parent. You might not know anything about selling crack, but it's still relevant. So I flipped it and revised it and flipped it and revised it and let a couple of people hear it, and they were like, "Yo, I didn't." But a lot of people were like, "I didn't know you could do this," and I was like, "Yeah, I just never shared it like with a lot of people." They was like, "I did not know you could rap," and I was like, "Yeah, I can rap." They was like, "Well, you got to finish. You got to keep doing it."
Right.
And I was like, "You think so?" And they was like, "Yeah, you got to keep going." So I was like, "Okay, let's push."
Okay.
And that's kind of really how it started.
So it was organic.
Yeah.
Not only was it organic, but it was in your own time. Like, you didn't rush this.
No.
You didn't go, shopping a demo and
No.
none of that kind of
No.
stuff. Like, your story is different
Yeah.
than some others. And so you finished the 10 Commandments.
Uh-huh.
And what happened next?
I played around with some open mics to build up my confidence, my showmanship. Started being a little bit more active on social media. Started writing a little bit more, jacking some beats and stuff, trying to get myself familiar. So the first year was definitely laying groundwork and trying to get my feelers out,
Right.
and not really overcoming the stage fright and stuff like that.
Right. Do you find that that was real? Like, real, almost debilitating? Or did you just say, I'm going to do it?
It was, at first, it was kind of like paralyzing. It was like, but I've always been good at public speaking.
Right.
Because
It's a gift.
I like attention.
Yeah, it's a gift. Yeah. Some folks are good at it and some folks aren't.
And
yeah.
I even took public speech classes, and I was on the debate team. I've always been a class clown. I've always been the most unforgettable in college and high school. It's just been natural for me to get in front of people and do stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, it's getting in front of people and doing stuff with something I feel really passionate about. So I have to there's this angst, this anxiety inside of me. I was like, oh, what if they don't like me?
Right.
And I'm in front of them. But at this time, I'm not from home. I'm in 757. So it was kind of easier to do it in front of people that I didn't know.
For those folks that are not sure where that is, that's the Hampton Roads
Hampton
area.
Roads,
So you're
shout
talking
out
about
to 757.
Newport News, Hampton, Norfolk,
Yes, you could
Virginia
call in, Bully.
Beach. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial. What's the number?
804-402-2893.
2893. There you go. There you go. So that's the number. That's the number. Yeah, that's the number to dial. You want to rock with us? We gonna roll with y'all. If y'all want to talk to our special feature guest tonight, Queen Kong, our sister Kula Voncille. So we are talking about getting you some of the stage fright out of your system,
Right.
And right on time.
Oh, yeah.
We
They
getting
was waiting for
yeah,
that
it was
note,
waiting.
right?
It was waiting for
Yikes.
that. So
I was
ain't
on
no
a
half
predator.
stepping with Marcus J live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. What's your name? What you want to get in on?
Yo, it's Bully. We get it.
We get it. I knew it. Yes.
What's
Hey, Bully.
good?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Yo, I'm chilling, bro. Yo, representing that Kula fam, FOF, 144,000 chosen few, Bully Camp, Bully Boy, representing everybody. Look, let me just say this. Yo, from the very second that we linked up, it was magic. It's almost impossible to find somebody as passionate about the whole culture of hip hop, not just being in love with doing hip hop, but the whole culture of hip hop. To see somebody embody it and then shut people down when they start talking about things that have happened, and she's like, no, this is, and she starts breaking down facts. One thing that you can never do is test brain pans with this lady. She is hip hop.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I stamp her every day of the week. But like I said, from the first time we linked up, it was crazy. I got to see her go through her uncertainties. I got to see her battle with herself and watch evolution turn her into the absolute monster that she is now. Kula, I love you. You the bomb. Real talk.
Thank you.
Damn. Yo. Keep doing what you're doing. I got you all the way.
I appreciate that, fam.
Brother,
Love you.
brother. We appreciate
All day.
We appreciate you, man. We appreciate the love you showing to the sister. Obviously, you know her and you love her, and the listeners to Ain't No Half Step with Marcus J is getting an opportunity to learn a little bit about the things that you've said over the time frame that you've known her. So we appreciate your insight, brother. Keep listening. You're a friend of the show. So anytime you got something going on, you just let me know, and I'll work with you as well.
Bully is the producer engineer of the whole FemC a Fire project. Too.
Yes.
So every beat on that FemC is a Fire project is all him, and
Yeah.
he is a monster.
Yeah, you are. Hey, bruh.
We get it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You got it, brother. Have a good night,
Hey,
man.
yo, y'all do the same. Be peaceful.
You got it, brother. Peace. And you know how Step with Marcus J live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. Now that was good. That was real good. I'm glad the brother called in, and I can see when he called how you lit up, and I could tell by how excited he was, to speak.
Yeah.
So finally, of you, there's clearly a chemistry there. Tell listeners a little bit about the relationship between an artist and their producer.
An artist and their producer has to have synergy. It has to be cosmic. Bully knows. Bully knows what I like, what I don't like. He knows what to send me, what not to send me. Bully knows when I mess up. Sometimes I'll try to push the verse through, and he'd be like, really? And I'd be like, yeah, I did mess up. He'd be like, you know you messed up. Let's do that again. Bully knows how I like to drop my ad-libs. Like, he just knows. Bully knows. Bully also knows my quirks. Bully knows what makes Kula happy. Bully knows what makes Kula not so happy. And I, too, and with Bully, I know to bring gifts. Be it a libation or something to eat or something. I come bring gifts and whatever. And he has a beautiful family, so his kids are there, my kids are there. So we don't know each other just as like studio life. We know each other like family life, personal life.
Well, my guess
life,
is that makes the magic even better.
It makes the definite music and chemistry awesome.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, we got a couple of tracks that we're gonna play. We're gonna get a little bit more history.
we're gonna play some music.
We're gonna play a little something. We're gonna get a little bit more magic as to who you are. But as we are learning who you are, we're going to give the listeners an opportunity to get an idea of who you are. We're going to keep it Queen with Queen Kong.
All right, we're about to play Keep It Queen.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break.
Tell
I'll
us,
be back.
tell us a little bit about Keep It Queen. What are we getting ready to hear?
Keep It Queen is my queen anthem. It's for all the women out there who feel godly and goddess-like about themselves, but have a little edge. There's nothing wrong with holding head up, shoulders back, give them that neck, give them that smile, but give them that edge to let them know, like I'm a woman and all, but don't play me out. Like just don't. So that's the kind of this queen, Keep It Queen is kind of like that mantra.
Keep It Queen, Kula Voncille. Take a listen.